Oh, Yasmin, do you still exist? It's been a minute since we last spoke.
Am I really hearing from you right now, Sasha?
I think the last time we saw each other was our high school reunion. That was about 5 years ago, right?
That sounds about right to me. Since you're contacting me, might I ask what you want?
Excuse me, I feel like you're being a little bit blunt with me, strangely enough.
Oh, is that so? Were you not originally aware of that?
What are you talking about, Yasmin?
When we were in the same year group, everyone was super cautious with you. Did you not realize that?
What do you mean? Why would you be cautious of me?
Perhaps it's because you've had affairs with two of our classmates' husbands so far. And on top of that, you went after them for money. So everyone is accusing you of being a gold-digging husband stealer.
Oh, really now? That's just crazy talk. It just so happened to be that he was a rich guy, and that he was married. The person I fell in love with just happened to be a highly capable human being. Well, it just might be that I'm destined to be easily loved by these types of men, but it might also be a sin.
You don't have any type of remorse over this.
But I wonder, what's so wrong about people who love each other and want to be together? Not much, Yasmin.
You're not supposed to lay hands on a married man. You know that, right?
I can't help that I love them. You're saying that it's not good to fall in love with a man who's taken, but sometimes you can't help the situation.
Anyways, enough about that. There's a lot of wariness amongst our classmates about you. You should realize that, surely.
I should? That's a bit extreme, don't you think? It seems that you've put yourself away on the highest shelf out of reach, don't you think?
Excuse me? What do you mean by that?
You don't think I can't reach you and turn things upside down, do you? I'm contacting you today to give up your husband so I can take him. Please and thank you.
Uh-huh. What the heck did you just say to me?
Oh, Yasmin, don't say or question anything right now. You don't think that if I didn't dig my hands in the sand looking for your husband that I wouldn't find you, did you? But I did, and it looks like there's not much any of us can do right now because Dylan and I have fallen in love with each other.
Sasha, are you messing with me? What did you do with the husband that you stole from our classmate a year ago?
I broke up since I ended up meeting a better man, and that was Dylan.
How can you break up with men so easily after ruining their marriages to others? What's even worse is that you're creating a third unfaithful act. You're crazy.
But I'm pretty sure this time that I've fallen in love with Dylan though. We are seriously in love with each other, so this doesn't count as cheating.
Sasha, if you say so.
It can't be helped if I had to pay alimony even though we're not having an affair. You know about my feelings for him right now. Fortunately, Dylan earns about $500 a year.
How do you know that?
I'm sure that he'll pay the alimony just so he can be with me. So I want you to hurry up and divorce him so Dylan and I can be together already. Pretty please, Yasmin?
Oh, right. So that's what you really want then.
Why, of course. Don't get me wrong, okay? I just didn't happen to fall in love with a man who earns $500,000 a year. I'm just in it for the money or anything else.
I see what you mean, Sasha. Just to be clear, how long have you been in a relationship with Dylan?
We got together about 4 months ago.
I see. Well, I suppose you don't have to pay the alimony if that's the case.
I don't have to pay anything?
I have no reason to take any money from you, Sasha.
Is it because you can clearly see that we have really, truly fallen in love with each other? You believe that our love is real, right?
No, I just think that there's no reason for me to take any money from you.
Whoa, really? This is fantastic. Thank you so much, Yasmin. Dylan and I are going to be so happy together. You'll see.
Jade, I need to ask you a question. When do you plan on moving out of this apartment building?
What? Oh, hey Yasmin. What are you talking about? We don't have the money to move somewhere else. Have you just come to message me and laugh about how poor we are? Oh, just because we're cousins, it doesn't mean that you can easily say those sort of things when we interact.
Jade, that's not it at all. I'm having some trouble at the moment, and I just thought you should know.
Oh, really now? It's been a while since you were in the last spot of bother. You married Dylan before you knew what he was really like, so it can't be helped now if you didn't know what you were getting into by being together. So would you please stop coming to me with all of your issues?
It seems like Dylan has a new girlfriend.
A new girlfriend? What?
Just before, I got a message from a woman who thinks that Dylan is still my husband, and this woman revealed to me that she's a perfect match for Dylan.
Oh my god, really? This must be some kind of practical joke, right?
It's up to you if you believe what I'm saying or not. I'll send you a screenshot of the conversation I had with her. You can form your opinions about it, and please get back to me about it. I need some sort of advice, Jade.
What the heck is this madness? What an absolutely crazy man. Even though he lied about his annual income and he's reduced me into being in poverty. I'm in debt because of the alimony and I'm working hard while saving money for moving expenses and now he's cheating again?
I just find it funny that the reason why you're in this situation is because of the gold digging. So both of you have the same misunderstanding.
Shut up, Yasmin.
Well, that's why. If I'm being honest, I'm really busy and I don't want to buy any more into this, so I'm sorry. Dylan's current wife should be the one to take over the battle with Sasha.
Yasmin, we need to talk. What are you planning on doing about this? You promised me this would have a different outcome. Didn't you say that I didn't have to pay any alimony? What's this thing that you sent me in the mail? An alimony request letter? You wrote saying that I do need to pay alimony? You're such a big fat liar. Aren't you rotten to the core?
That's a bit of a crazy thing to say. I'm not lying to you, Sasha.
I don't understand. Why you're wanting me to pay alimony then? If you want it, Dylan has the money, so he should be able to pay for it without too much difficulty. Isn't it wrong to break a promise to someone? I'm never going to pay you the alimony.
Okay, you really need to chill out, Sasha. Also, how about you take a closer look at who actually sent you the letter?
What do you mean? Is it not from you?
Does it look like my name's on the letter, Sasha?
Okay, I'll take a look. Wait, hold up. Jade Fellows? What? Who's this person?
Jade's my cousin. She's Dylan's current wife.
Wait, current wife? What? What the heck is going on here? But isn't Dylan's current wife you, Yasmin?
If we're talking about 6 months ago, then yeah, sure.
6 months ago? So you're still together, right?
No, Sasha. Dylan and I got a divorce about 6 months ago.
I don't understand. Why?
Well, the main reason why we got a divorce was because he was having an affair with my cousin, Jade.
But how can that be?
You and Dylan have been in a relationship for about 4 months, right? There's no way that I would claim any alimony from you if I broke up with Dylan beforehand. You see?
No, wait just a minute. Yasmin, what the heck's going on here? You and Dylan are still living in the same apartment building. I saw you both on separate occasions, but I've seen you both recently. But now, your current cousin Jade is his current wife? What the heck is with this situation?
Well, there are many things wrong with this situation, Sasha. Originally, Dylan and I, and Jade, and her husband were all living in the same apartment building. So, both Jade and I are cousins, and we were both in relationships with other men. The problem came up about 6 months ago that her and Dylan were having an affair, and then her husband divorced. It seemed like Jade got married about 100 days after she was allowed to remarry someone else.
Did this really happen?
Yes, but there's obviously still problems. Like, shouldn't Dylan and Jade be paying me alimony to me and my ex-husband?
Well, yeah, that's true, but surely Dylan would have paid the alimony off really quickly.
Nope, they both borrowed the money to pay for it.
What do you mean?
That's why they can't move out of their apartment, because the money for that is all gone. Well, Jade is at the mercy of her ex-husband as the rental contract for their current apartment is about to expire.
Hold up a second, why did Dylan borrow money? He said that he earns about $500,000 a year, so he should be able to pay the alimony at a push of the button, and have heaps left over, right?
Sasha, Dylan is unemployed.
What are you talking about? Doesn't he earn big bucks?
The company that he worked for filed for bankruptcy over a year ago. Haven't you heard that he's been a freeloader ever since?
He's leeching off his partners?
I'm the one who earns about $500,000 a year.
No way! You're the one earning all that money? That's gotta be a complete and utter lie.
I took over my grandfather's company about 5 years ago. Besides that, I personally do a lot of things to earn more cash, such as stock investment.
So with that, you're making about $500,000 every year?
Yes, that's correct.
That's insane! How can this be? So Dylan, he's rich but also unemployed, right?
Nope, he's drowning in debt. Was that not obvious to you?
He got debt problems?
That's why it doesn't make sense for me to plunder off large amounts of money from him if he's just a nobody to me now.
This is so hard to believe. I thought that I could live in the luxurious apartment building with him.
There's no way that Dylan can renew his apartment contract if he's not earning any money. It's just impossible, really.
When it comes to the alimony, he won't even want to be with me. What should I do? I've been disowned by my parents, so I can't go to them for help.
I would actually do something about it yourself and get some muscle behind you. It's just a natural thing to do when these sorts of things develop.
But I've never had to work before.
Well, it looks like you'll have to get into the real world and start working.
How am I supposed to find anyone that will give me a job?
For the time being, you'll need to go to a recruitment agency.
Ew, this completely sucks. I don't understand why this had to happen to me.
What is it that you don't understand now, Sasha?
Didn't you realize that I need to be lent some money?
I never said that I would lend you any money, Sasha.
You totally said that you would. Even though you said it in a roundabout sort of way, I still guess that you could do that for me. You're my friend, Yasmin.
You know that we're far from friends, right?
What do you mean? We went to high school together.
When we were in high school, we hung out with other friends a few times. But at the class reunion, you were pestering me so much about everything, including getting my phone number, and so I gave it to you so you would leave me alone. Otherwise, there was no interaction between us after that. How can I be a friend if you see me at a lower level than you?
Okay, well, I want us to be friends from now on, Yasmin.
Yeah, no, I don't need you as a friend, Sasha. It's rather annoying even just knowing someone like you.
What? How could you say such a lie?
Don't bother contacting me again. I don't want to hear from you. A few days later, Sasha and Jade got into a fight in front of the apartment and got in trouble with the police. Their clothes were torn and the parts of the body that shouldn't be shown in public were exposed. At the time of the argument, they were shouting things like, "I can't pay alimony when I don't have money," and "You're cheating with someone else's husband." With Dylan being in debt and unemployed, neither woman wanted to even touch him, so it seems like he's the only one that completely lost the battle. Later on, Dylan and Jade got a divorce and both moved out. Dylan is said to have paid the alimony, although it was only a small amount initially. Also, Sasha managed to find some money from somewhere to pay the alimony in a lump sum. The details after all the drama are unknown. Rumor has it that she sunk into a bubble bath, never to be heard of again.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Samantha, how could you? You've got some explaining to do.
What's your problem?
You're terrible.
I can see that you're upset about something. Would you mind telling me what it is?
Don't make me spell it out for you. You know what you did. I can't believe you could do this to me.
I can't believe you would expect me to know what you're talking about.
He's my fiancé.
He? Who's he?
My fiancé.
Does this fiancé have a name?
I'm talking about Tim, obviously.
Tim?
Tim is my fiancé.
We were supposed to spend our lives together, and now I found out that you introduced Tim to our parents as your fiancé.
How could you be so cruel?
Hold on. Tim has always been my fiancé. What are you talking about?
You stole him from me.
I didn't steal him from anybody. He's my fiancé. Are you drunk?
Tim comes by to see me every time I'm at work.
Work? You mean the cafe?
Yeah, the one near the subway station.
He's just dropping off the products the cafe ordered. He's a delivery man.
What?
We both work at the same restaurant supply company. Your restaurant is right along Tim's regular delivery route.
That doesn't change the fact that he comes in to see me. Professional relationships turn into romantic relationships all the time.
Oh, trust me. I know all about that.
What do you mean?
Tim and I both joined the company around the same time, and we started dating a few months later. That was 5 years ago.
5 years?
In other words, since you were still in high school 5 years ago and not working, you had never met Tim when he and I started dating. Got it?
Well, so what you met him before me? Just because you met him first doesn't mean he isn't mine.
You don't get it, do you? I've been dating Tim since way before you ever met him, so how could I possibly have stolen him from you?
No, you don't get it, Samantha. Tim's feelings are for me, not you. You probably tricked him into marrying you. I bet you lied and told him our family was rich or something. You're the worst. Ugh, I feel so bad for Tim.
This is a waste of time.
Excuse me?
I'm not in the mood to entertain your delusions.
You're the one who's deluded.
I hope you come back to reality sooner rather than later. Bye, Olivia.
Hey, don't you run away from me! Samantha, you're gonna pay for stealing Tim from me. $50,000. Pay up.
Huh? What now?
When I told Mom and Dad about what you did, they were furious. Unless you paid me $50,000 and give Tim back to me, they're gonna cut you off.
Unreal. They're taking your side again.
Of course they are. I'm the one telling the truth.
I can't believe my own parents are clueless enough to believe the insane rantings of a deranged lunatic. This is embarrassing.
What's it gonna be, Samantha? You gonna pay or not?
Not a chance. Why would I pay for something I didn't do?
What? What? If you're not gonna pay, then break up with Tim and never speak to me again.
Why would I break up with him? We're getting married.
No, you're not. Do you have any idea how mad Mom and Dad are?
Yeah, I have a pretty good idea. I just don't care.
You'd better start caring.
Whether it's food, clothes, phone, or men, you've been taking what's mine for as long as I can remember, and our parents always took your side. You always told some ridiculous story. They always believed you. And no matter what I said to them, I always ended up getting punished in the end. I'm better off without a family like that. I'm never coming home again.
Really? You're not? Yes! You're gonna give Tim back to me too, right? Oh, now we can get married. Yes, yes, yes! Samantha, how could you? You've got some explaining to do.
Oh boy, here we go again. Wasn't I cut off from the family? Why are you messaging me?
What did you say to Tim? Tim stopped coming to see me. I told everyone at the cafe we're engaged. And a few days later, he stopped coming.
Oh yeah, his old route. He transferred, Olivia.
Transferred?
He's not a delivery driver anymore. He works in the main office.
You did this, didn't you?
Huh?
You got jealous of me and Tim, and you're trying to keep us apart.
Olivia? Do you know what I do at this company? I'm not an executive or anything. I'm just a regular employee. I don't have the power to move people around due to personal vendettas.
Really? If that's true, you must have seduced someone who can.
Are you serious?
I had no idea you were that kind of a woman.
Great, more delusions. Stop having such lucid fantasies about me.
Stop saying such lurid things!
Anyway, I had nothing to do with Tim's transfer. Not to mention, you don't even know Tim's number, do you?
Well,
You've only ever met him when he delivered stuff to the cafe, right? Well, have you ever met him outside of work? You expect me to believe he's your fiancé when you don't have his number and have never met him outside of work. Whatever. Just leave Tim alone.
that's my line. I'm never letting you have Tim. Samantha! How could you? I saw what you posted to Twitter. You're having a wedding? Have you no shame? I don't know how you're threatening Tim into all of this, but I'm gonna put a stop to it. You don't know a thing about love. You'll never have a relationship with Tim like I do. I'm not gonna let this wedding happen. I'm gonna save Tim from you, just you watch. Samantha! How could you? You set me up.
Not you again. What do you mean I set you up?
I was trying to save Tim from a loveless marriage with you. So I stormed into the ceremony and rushed the altar. But when I got there, the bride and groom were two different people. You and Tim weren't there. You went so far as to organize a fake wedding to trick me? You're such a jerk.
Olivia, this is too much, even for you. Tim and I decided to skip the full ceremony and just got wedding pictures taken instead.
Pictures? When?
Yesterday.
Yesterday?
Yeah, and we delivered the papers to the courthouse right after, so we're now officially man and wife.
No! You can't do that! Divorce him! Now!
Don't you have more pressing concerns right now, Olivia?
Like what?
You said you stormed into a wedding in progress? Where was this?
Why do I need to tell you? It was your plan.
Again with the delusions. Just tell me where it was.
It was at Wilderberg Ceremony Hall.
Oh, okay. That's the place where you booked our wedding photos.
It is?
So, to summarize, you got the date for a wedding wrong and completely ruined the wedding for whoever had the misfortune of planning it for the day you finally jumped off the deep end.
Wait.
You're in big trouble, Olivia.
Samantha, you better have money. You get ready to send it to me. You really messed up. The couple from the wedding you tricked me into storming into are suing me for the cost of their wedding. They want $50,000. Lucky for you, that's exactly what you owe me for stealing Tim away from me. So send me the money soon. So pay me the $50K and we can call it even. Oh, right. I'll give you the couple's bank account number, so wire it directly to them yourself. Oh, and make it fast. Samantha! How could you? You still haven't wired the $50K? Their lawyer just called me. They're really mad they haven't gotten your payment yet. Ugh, Samantha! You really are the worst. Mom and Dad are mad too, you know. Oh, and hurry up and divorce Tim. Answer me, Samantha! Samantha! How could you? Why did you tell our uncle about everything? He's saying I'm insane. He wants to lock me up in some hospital. All I wanted to do was marry Tim. Why did you have to get in my way? Why is everyone acting like I'm crazy?
I finally got sick of Olivia's endless messages, so I tried calling my uncle on my dad's side to see if there was anything he could do to help. I guess he never had a very good relationship with my dad, and the last they had ever met was 16 years ago at my grandmother's funeral. The call came as a surprise to him, but he heard me out and said he would help. The next time he messaged me, he said he got my parents to sell their house to pay off the couple from the wedding and put my sister in a place where she can get some mental help. I wish I would have asked him for help sooner. We could have saved everyone a lot of grief. Tim and I decided we wanted to put as much distance between us and this family as possible, so we both submitted transfer requests to our company. We ended up going to a regional office near Tim's parents' house. His parents treat me like their own daughter, so it's nice to finally experience what having a real family feels like.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey, Karen, if you're there, pick up. I just saw that brochure on the kitchen table. That one about the Hawaii trip. What's with that?
Excuse me?
Don't play dumb, Karen. It was on the kitchen table this morning. Why did you even pick that up? Did you stop by the travel agency just to get that?
So that means you went into our house without permission. I told you to give me advance notice if you're coming over. How many times do I have to keep telling you? Even if you're my mother-in-law, it doesn't give you the right to just walk in.
Oh, please don't start. Besides, I want to know about this brochure for this Hawaii trip. I want an answer right this minute. What is this?
It's nothing. It's just a brochure. I was shopping downtown and happened to pass by a travel agency and picked up one of their brochures out front. Actually, I didn't even realize it was Hawaii until later. The brochure looked nice is all.
Are you planning on going to Hawaii on vacation? Is that it? We have no plans for any kind of vacation. Then why did you go out of your way to get this brochure? And you leave it on the kitchen table for all to see? You knew I would see it. Are you poking fun at me or something?
Pardon me? I just left it on the table when I came home. You're the one who came into the house without permission. Besides, what's it to you if I grab a brochure or not? Just leave me alone, would you please? Don't freak out just because I picked up a brochure.
It's your fault, Karen. You should have thought about that before bringing such a thing home.
Like I said, Mother, please don't come into our house without permission. Then you would have never seen the brochure. Sheesh.
Don't you dare talk back to me. I'm going to confiscate this brochure if you don't mind. From now on, I will not allow you to bring home such brochures or magazines.
Keep the brochure. I don't care what you do with it.
Hey, Karen. Where'd that brochure for Hawaii go? I saw it on the kitchen table this morning. I was going to look through it later.
Oh, hey, Bob. You're pretty early today. Yeah, the brochure. Your mom confiscated it.
Excuse me? She confiscated it?
Yeah, it seems she got into the house without permission again.
What? Are you serious? I thought I took the extra key from her way back.
I bet you anything that she somehow got hold of Dad's extra key.
Yeah, that's probably it. I better warn Dad about that later on.
Yeah, please do.
I can't believe my mom. Man, I'm glad you left all our important papers at your parents' place and not here. I don't even want to imagine what she would do with them. Dad and I were always worrying what Mom would do next, but I never imagined she would come into our house without permission after warning her countless times.
Bet she feels that if it's her son's house, it's hers as well.
Yeah, I could just see her saying exactly that. I was hoping we wouldn't have to go ahead with our plans, but maybe I should talk to Dad and get things moving.
Oh, yeah? Well, if you do, let me know ASAP, because I have to give my company some advance notice.
Oh yeah, for sure. Are you on your way home?
Yeah, should be home like 30 minutes or so.
Alright. I'll cook up some supper. I was a bit late today too, so nothing special. I heat up some pasta, a little wine perhaps.
Sounds good. Can't wait to see you soon.
Hey, Karen, I got the okay from Dad.
Oh, yeah, roger that.
I need a favor from you, Karen.
Okay, what is it?
Remember the issue about the brochure? You know, when Mom was all worked up over that thing? I think it was a month or so ago.
Yeah, how can I forget? She freaked out over that thing. I told her I just picked it up and we had no plans for a vacation, but she went ballistic and confiscated the darn thing. I couldn't understand why she would go so far.
About that Hawaii trip. Would you mind making plane reservations for that vacation?
Pardon me? Are you saying we're really going to Hawaii?
Yeah, that's right. I figure it would be useful to mislead her. You know, as a part of our little scheme.
What do you mean by misled? Oh, wait, I get it. Because it's Hawaii, huh? You got it. You know it's in Hawaii.
We'll get her to go there herself.
Roger that. Make sure to text me when things really start moving. Got it?
You got it!
I knew it! You guys are planning to go on that Hawaii trip. I just knew. You can't fool me. This will not do. I won't be left behind. How could you go on vacation without me? No way that's happening.
Mother, how could you? My plane ticket? I was just about to go into the terminal when you grabbed the ticket out of my hand and boarded the plane. How could you?
Looks like they were already closing the doors. We're about to take off. Hawaii, here I come. I arrived at the terminal right when you were standing up to board the plane. Lucky me, you were the last to board. I can't wait to get to Hawaii. I'll have fun on your behalf. See ya.
But...
Oh, wow. Business class. You really know how to splurge. It's a 6-hour flight, so it's going to be comfortable with these wide seats. And the service is going to be wonderful. Hope they serve beef. Maybe I'll have some red wine with that. LOL.
I was going to change my ticket to economy after talking with Bob. He thought it was a little overpriced. I was on my way to talk to the girl at the counter when you showed up out of nowhere. I was going to switch to the evening flight.
Huh? Wait, what?
Hey, Bob, it's your mom. She snatched my plane ticket from me just as I was going to the counter to get a refund. She then ran right through the boarding gate and onto the plane. I didn't have time to downgrade the ticket and get a refund.
Seriously? Alright then. Just cancel and get a refund for Dad and my tickets then.
Way ahead of you. Did it as soon as I realized what was happening.
Good thinking. She'll get there and realize that she's all alone and we'll end up spending a fortune. Won't have any money left to get back. But then again, that's the plan. It'll give us time to check out our new place up north in Maine. I always wanted to live there.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I arrived at Honolulu, but nobody is here. Figured I would check in at the hotel and maybe relax at the beach tomorrow.
Oh, so you're okay being alone then?
Well, Hawaii is like any other state. Everyone speaks English. No problem.
Yeah, I suppose so.
By the way, you made reservations at the Sheraton at Waikiki, right? Reservations are in your name, right?
How do you know that?
I know that Bob and his father are checking in later today, too. I heard you guys talking about it and saw the reservation after reading your email.
That means you went into our house without permission and scrounged through our stuff again. You even looked through my email.
Well, that's because you guys were sneaking around behind my back. That's why I knew you'd be at the airport this morning. I caught you right at the opportune time, snatched that ticket, and hopped on the plane.
Yeah, I was just going to the counter to talk to the attendant.
Yeah, sorry, I had to do it. I had to teach you a lesson. Anyway, you're just a housewife. You don't deserve a nice trip like this. I suggest you stay home and look after the house.
Look after the house. Huh, yeah, whatever. But I have to say, I was a little doubtful that you would actually snatch the ticket from me, but it worked.
Excuse me? What are you talking about?
Your husband has been married to you for like 20 years, and he was sure it would work, 'cause he can read you like a book. I told him it would never work, but I guess I was wrong.
What the hell are you talking about, Karen?
Have fun in Hawaii.
Karen, what are you talking about?
We're headed up to Maine in a few days. We rented a cottage on the lake. Beautiful spot.
When I got to the hotel and went for dinner, my brother was there sitting at the table. What's going on?
Hey, Mom. You there?
Brad, where have you been? I thought you were coming here with your father, but I find my brother here. You know we don't get along. Did you know about this? I haven't seen my brother in years. He says he lives here, runs some gift shop over on the other side of the island.
Yeah, of course I knew about it. That's why we tricked you into going there.
Excuse me? You tricked me into coming here?
Mom, what is it that you get out of mistreating Karen all the time? Do you enjoy it?
Huh? What do you mean?
You did the same thing to your son Jim about 4 years ago. Remember when Jim planned that honeymoon with his new bride? You swiped her ticket and insisted that you would go with your son. I remember you saying that such a trip was too good for her, that you would go on her behalf. I mean, come on, Mom. Seriously? Wasn't that the reason Jim wanted nothing to do with you? Isn't that why he moved away? Bet you don't even know where he lives now.
But I was only trying to...
Anyway, Dad knew how you would react and set up this little scheme, and it worked like a charm.
Wait, excuse me. This was all a scheme of some kind?
Yeah, it was a hassle, but it worked out. From this day forward, we, Dad included, have cut family ties with you.
But why? Why, Brad?
Because you treat Karen, my wife, with total disdain, as if she were a maid.
But I was trying to teach her to be a good wife is all.
Yeah, by throwing out her cooking, or purposely messing up the room and demanding that she clean it up. There were countless incidents I could point to, but it would take all day, and I don't have time for that. Did you really think that Dad and I didn't notice? Jim left because of how you treated his wife. Didn't you learn your lesson? We were worried that would escalate so far that maybe someone would get hurt. That's how concerned we were. Well, we contacted your brother, Uncle Bruce, and we explained the whole thing to him. He agreed to take you in. So, that's how you ended up there.
No, please, I can't stay here. Not with Bruce. You know I don't get along with him. I never wanted to see him again. I didn't even know where he lived. I hadn't seen him in years.
That's why we asked him to take care of you from now on, and he agreed.
No, that can't be right.
Bruce is a real disciplinarian. He's one tough cookie. Runs his own business, has numerous employees. This will be good for you, Mom. You need a little discipline in your life. A little taste of your own medicine. He's actually quite excited about finally teaching his little sister proper manners.
No, this can't be.
We also took this opportunity to move out. This will probably be the last time we talk. Goodbye, Mother. It was nice knowing you.
Brad, you can't do this. You're my son.
I heard later she was taken to her brother's place on the other side of the island and set up in a small dormitory. The next day, my Uncle Bruce got her started as a store clerk greeting tourists. But as you can imagine, she wasn't actually good at her job. I heard she tried escaping several times, possibly trying to catch a plane back to the mainland, but without any real money, she wasn't able to get very far. Uncle Bruce picked her up, wandering down Waikiki Boulevard. I think she's finally come to the realization that she'll just have to make the best of it. Actually, living in Hawaii doesn't sound that bad.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Joel? Did you go somewhere with your parents or something?
Oh, hi, Ada.
No one was in the house when I woke up. You didn't tell me anything, but did something urgent happen?
I'm going to Hawaii right now.
What? Hawaii? Do you mean the Hawaiian Center or something?
No. I mean the American state of Hawaii. I'm going to bring my mom and dad on a 5-day vacation. You're about to give birth, so you can't go on the plane, which means that you're unfortunately going to have to stay. Sorry.
Hold on. Do you remember that I'm supposed to be giving birth 1 week from now?
Yep, that's why we're planning to come home 2 days before you do.
There's a possibility that the baby is going to be born before that. Can't believe you would go on a trip abroad on your own at a time like this.
It's fine.
What makes you think that this is fine? Do you have any proof?
My mother, who has experienced childbirth, says it's fine. So what she says must be true.
What? Your mother said that?
You're just too anxious. Oh, it looks like it's time to board the plane.
Wait!
I'm telling you it's fine.
Nothing about this situation is fine.
I'm going to turn off my phone now.
Joel!
I'll be going now, bye.
Good evening, Ida. Good evening, Clara. I know this is a bit sudden, but do you mind if I come home to my parents' house tomorrow? What? Tomorrow? I tried contacting my brother and parents, but they wouldn't reply, so I contacted you instead. You see, I finished with a project I was working on at work, so I was able to get a sizable vacation. It's the weekend, so why don't I just go home? I suddenly thought to myself. You're about to give birth, right, Ada? I could come and help you if you want. Oh, it's fine if you don't want me there. I'll just stop by the house in the afternoon and stay at a business hotel. Well, you see, even if you come visit, no one's here except me, so... What? Everyone else went on vacation to Hawaii. Hawaii? Do you mean the nearby Hawaiian Center? The Hawaii in America. What? Sorry if I have things wrong, but aren't you supposed to give birth soon, Ada? If I remember correctly, it's less than 1 week now, right? Are you at home by yourself? Well, yes, I am. Huh? What's the meaning of this? I'll come and help you over there as soon as I'm prepared. Thank you. If I drive at night, I'll probably be there around midnight. Clara, you don't have to overexert yourself, you know? You just finished with your work, right? Aren't you tired? You being on your own when you're about to give birth is a bigger problem than me being tired. If you start to feel pain before I get there, then call a taxi or ambulance, alright? Oh, I'll contact my cousin who lives nearby. She's a trustworthy person, so you can count on her in the worst case scenario. Thanks. You're a real help, but don't overexert yourself, alright? Yep, I'll be careful.
Hey, Ada. The sea in Hawaii is so beautiful. You would have been able to see it if only you weren't pregnant. It's such a shame, I guess. Oh, that reminds me. Mom had something she wanted to tell you. Just because you're home alone doesn't mean you can just relax and not do the household chores, she said. She said to make sure that there's not a single piece of dust when we come home, and to prepare hot baths for us. Oh, and she wants you to make Japanese food for when we get back. Well, I told you what she wanted me to tell you, so bye.
Brother, And to think you were such a jerk for not contacting Ada even once ever since you went to Hawaii. What was that you just sent her now?
What? Clara? Did I tell you that we were going to Hawaii?
I heard from Ada.
Huh? Did Ada seriously rat us out or something? She went out of her way to tell you, who lives so far away, about it? What a loser.
I came home since I'm on vacation.
Huh?
I was able to get a sizable vacation, so I asked Mom whether it was fine if I came home, but she wouldn't reply. I asked you and Dad about it too, but you also wouldn't reply. So I told Ada about it, and she told me that you three went to Hawaii for vacation, even though it's less than 1 week until she's supposed to give birth. Are you three insane or something?
What's with the insult? Besides, I'm only going to Hawaii to show Mom and Dad filial piety.
Filial piety?
It's Mom and Dad's 30th anniversary. It's what people call the Pearl Anniversary. Once Ada's child is born, it'll be difficult for us just as a family to go on vacations anymore, right? Mom kept saying that this was our last chance, which is why I brought them to Hawaii.
That's not the problem. I'm saying that leaving your wife, who's expected to give birth less than a week from now at home, on her own, is insane. I'm asking you, what in the world do you think you're doing?
I already told you. We planned it so that we would be home 2 days before she gives birth. Why do you have to be so aggressive towards us? We have this planned out.
The baby's already been born.
Huh?
Ada started experiencing labor pains at midnight the day after you three took off for Hawaii. It was only a few hours after that I had rushed home after hearing the situation and arriving.
Seriously?
Thankfully, I was there to help her, so she was able to safely give birth that evening. Makes me shiver thinking what might have happened if I hadn't by chance decided to take a vacation, and if I hadn't decided to contact her.
Are you being serious right now? Like, is what you're saying actually true?
Yes, I'm being very serious right now. As serious as I can get.
Then why didn't you contact me as soon as the baby was born?
Because Ada didn't want me to tell you.
Huh?
It seems that Mom's bullying of Ada was pretty severe, huh? She made Ada, who was pregnant, do almost all the housework and would always insult her, which gave Ada a lot of stress. She even forbade her from going home to her parents' house after giving birth, right? She said that you just stood by and watched, too. Dad, too, did nothing, as he usually does.
Hey, why do you, who live so far away from home, know that much about us?
This is all information from your neighbors.
What? Our neighbors?
It just means that even though it seemed like they didn't see anything, they were in fact watching you people. Given the situation, don't you think that putting you three, the source of Ada's troubles, into contact with her, who is weak after giving birth, is unthinkable?
What do you mean the source of all Ada's troubles?
Oh, I forgot to tell you. Ada's parents are also here, obviously. Of course, I told them everything.
You what?
They said that once Ada gets out of the hospital, they're going to bring both her and the baby home with them.
Hold on, wait. You intend on not letting Mom and Dad see their grandchild? I'm the baby's father as well. I have a right to see it.
I wonder who the people are who put so much stress on Ada's body, which just gave birth to a baby in the form of bullying. Oh, that's right. It's you three.
Don't you understand that there's a possibility that what you three did could have seriously hurt the baby? I've never even had a baby, yet I do.
No, but...
I'm cutting ties with you three.
What?
You see, there was something really important I wanted to tell you guys during this visit.
Something important?
I wanted to acquaint you three with my boyfriend.
What? You had a boyfriend?
Yep, he proposed to me recently, and I said yes. He's here with us right now, actually.
We were talking about showing him to my parents and getting their blessing for our marriage during our visit, but he says that we don't need the blessing of assholes that just leave someone who's about to give birth in 1 week to go on vacation to Hawaii. I personally agree to his opinion.
Hold on, Clara. We should at least talk through face to face once we get home.
If that's the case, you can talk to the lawyer.
The lawyer?
It's mostly going to be about you and Ada's divorce.
Divorce?
Yep, my fiance's brother is a lawyer. He introduced us to another lawyer who is good at divorces.
Don't be rash, Clara. Why are you suddenly our enemy? Do you intend on betraying your own family?
I don't want to side with people who have thrown away their humanity, even if they are family.
Hey!
By the way, I'm going to go with my husband to his overseas assignment. Don't expect to ever see me again.
What?
Bye.
Hey, Ada. Our family is falling apart because of you. It's your fault for not wanting to give birth until we got home from Hawaii.
What do you mean, wait to give birth?
Ada!
In truth, I was intending to ignore your texts and not reply, but since what you said right now was just so dumb.
What? Dumb?
The day of birth is just a prediction of when the baby is going to be born, not some sort of set date that we decided. Didn't I explain to you several times that the baby could be born at any moment? You thinking that it would be alright for you to get home 2 days before me giving birth is honestly extremely dumb.
What?
Your mom should at least have known this, but still, she decided to leave me. Who's supposed to give birth in 1 week at home on my own? Despite you being my husband and my baby's father, you never noticed the intense harassment your mom always gave me. You're a failure of a father.
What did you say to me?
To be honest, I want to go all out and insult you three, but I don't want to risk saying any insults that would be at a disadvantage for me at court, so I'll refrain from it.
Hold on.
Please contact my lawyer from now on.
Reconsider this.
Goodbye.
Ada!
I thought this was going to be a long battle, but I was able to divorce Joel relatively quickly, and since he didn't even vie for custody of the baby was handed over to me. I also had him pay up front both the alimony and the child support money. Apparently, his mother said he would find Joel another girlfriend, and his parents gave him their retirement savings. But even when Joel was able to get a girlfriend, someone from the neighborhood would tell them about the incident he had with me, so he had trouble bringing the relationship to a marriage. Not only that, but Joel fell seriously ill, and as an after effect, he became infertile. This caused him to panic and try to reunite with me, but my family already moved and he could no longer contact us. So, he gave up, but now he realized that he no longer had my money. Apparently, the alimony and child support he had to pay me, combined with the medical bills for his treatment, dealt quite a blow to his financial situation. It seems the three of them have been doomed to a life of constant work under the whip.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey, Deb. You have some real nerve. Do you know that? I mean, really, just what kind of game are you trying to play here? I want to know why you're hanging out with my fiancé so much. Just what are you getting at? Wait, what? What is all this about? Who even are you and how did you get my number? Wait a second, I recognize the name now. Isn't this Lindsay? We used to work together, right? I remember now, I used to be your supervisor. That's right. I'm glad you deem me worthy enough to remember. But what I want to know is just what do you think you're doing hanging around with my boyfriend all the time? Your boyfriend? I don't even know who that is. Oh, don't you play dumb with me. You're not fooling anyone at all, you know. Just come out and admit it. You've been stalking my boyfriend for a long time now, and I know it. You think that I'm stalking someone? I literally don't even know the person who I would be stalking. This is just ridiculous.
What's ridiculous is the fact that you're almost 50 years old now, right? So what I want to know is why an old hag like you is hanging around with a young man in his 20s. Don't you see how wrong that is for you to do that?
Look, Lindsay, I can promise you that I'm not stalking anyone at all, okay?
You're lying to me and I know it. I've seen you do it myself so many times. I know that you're stalking my boyfriend and it is seriously starting to piss me off, so just quit it.
I still literally don't even know who you're talking about right now. I talk to and hang out with a lot of different people, so it's possible that your boyfriend is one of those people, but you still haven't even told me who that is.
Tall guy, always wears a suit, broad shoulders. Does that ring enough bells for you?
I work in an office where everyone wears suits, so no. If that's all you have to describe this person, then I still have no clue. Why don't you just tell me this person's name so we can stop playing this text version of Guess Who?
You really think that I'm going to use my boyfriend's name in a conversation with his stalker? I wouldn't dream of it.
Well, that's your choice, I suppose. But I just really think that this is the least effective way to go about doing this.
I don't remember asking your opinion on that. Just make sure that you keep away from my boyfriend. Do you understand me?
I literally don't understand you because first of all, I'm not stalking anyone, and second of all, I'm married. I literally have a husband and a son.
I don't believe this. You're even worse than I thought. You mean to tell me that you have a loving family at home and you choose to go after my poor boyfriend? Although, I bet if I had to guess, my boyfriend would probably have to be around the same age as your son. Which makes all of this even worse. You're disgusting trying to go after someone your son's age. You're an old, washed-up cow, and you need to learn to stick to your own age bracket. Got it?
I don't know how many times I'm going to have to tell you that there is no stalking going on before you believe me.
Shut up! I am sick and tired of having this conversation. Just make sure that you never, ever go near my boyfriend ever again.
Oh, David, I'm home.
Welcome back, Mom. I really missed you. I can't believe your work sent you on an overseas business trip for 6 whole months.
Thank you, son. It really is nice to be back. I can't believe that I was gone for so long either. You know, I was actually supposed to arrive yesterday, but the weather was just awful. And then there were technical problems with my plane, and it was just a disaster.
Well, I'm just glad that you're back today. After all, I'm getting married tomorrow, and I was worried that you weren't gonna make it when you told me you were pushing your arrival back.
I really am sorry for worrying you. I was pretty worried about missing it myself. More than that, though, I feel so bad that I haven't been able to meet your fiancé once. I know that you both started dating a while before I left, but we were always so busy, and then I left for my trip.
Well, don't worry. You two will have plenty of time to get to know each other from here on out, and you'll finally get to meet her at the wedding. I've told her all about you, so I think you should just rest up and get ready for tomorrow.
That's very sweet of you, David. And yes, I really should go get some rest and prepare for tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow for the big day.
Have a nice night, Mom.
You too, sweetie. I'm so proud of you.
Okay, now you've really gone too far, Deb. Just what the heck do you think you're doing at my wedding right now, huh? I thought I told you to stay away from my boyfriend, so why are you here on my big day?
Please don't tell me that the boyfriend you were telling me to stay away from back then is the same man that you're marrying now.
Of course it is. David's my fiancé, and by the end of the day, he'll be my husband. But before that can happen, I needed to make sure that you left so you didn't ruin the whole thing. I know that you were up to something.
And is that really your excuse for what you did to me? The moment you saw my face, you grabbed me by the collar and dragged me out of the venue and threw me on the lawn. Then, when I tried to get back in, you told the staff to make sure that I didn't step a foot inside. Just what are you trying to pull with that, huh?
What do you mean, what am I planning? My plan is to keep an old cradle robber like you out of my wedding so that I can marry my fiancé in peace.
Be that as it may, I'm only here to watch my son get married.
Well, you must have gotten the wrong place, because the only wedding happening here today is ours.
That's exactly what I mean. This is the wedding that I'm trying to attend. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I have no idea what you're saying. Maybe you're already getting Alzheimer's, you old hag.
Let me spell this out for you then. David is my son. I am David's mother. Get it now?
Wait, what do you mean by that?
Okay, let's make this even simpler. My last name is Fairbanks, right? David's last name is Fairbanks. Are you starting to put it together now? I don't know if you just never picked up on that, or just didn't bother to even ask to see a picture of your own fiance's mother. And I'm also sorry that as his mother, I didn't make more of an effort to meet you.
You're not making any sense at all right now, Deb. I mean, just how can David be your son? I guess the ages would make sense for you to be his mom, but just because you have the same last name doesn't mean you two are related. Besides, I remember that in the office you used to go by Baker.
Right. Well, that was my maiden name.
Your maiden name? Are you kidding me?
I guess I'll explain all this to you too. When I first started working for the company where you later joined, I was unmarried, and all the paperwork there had me under my maiden name. Apparently, it would have been a lot of paperwork and a big hassle to edit everything in the system, so I just told my boss to not worry about it and keep using my maiden name for simplicity's sake. I think that if you ask around where you work for other women who started single and got married on the job, you'll see that this isn't uncommon.
No, that can't be right. You're just making up excuses and trying to confuse me, aren't you? You really think that I'm going to be fooled by some perverted grandma like you so easily?
Sounds to me like you just don't want to admit that I'm really David's mother.
Of course I don't want to admit that, because it's simply not true. David told me that his mom manages her own company that deals with overseas trade. Basically, she's the total opposite of the sad, pathetic stalker that you are. She's actually done something with her life and owns her own company. She even went on a business trip for 6 months in another country. I doubt you've ever done anything like that in your life. And today is going to be the first day that I meet her.
Well, you were mostly correct about everything that you just said.
You mean like the part about you being a pathetic stalker? I'm well aware.
Anyways, why don't you go ahead and tell David that his mother has gone home?
Wait, what do you mean?
Just tell him that you and I had a chance to meet and that I went home afterwards.
I can't believe you're still trying to peddle this lie to me.
Hey, Mom, where are you? I've been waiting around since early this morning to see you. I really want you to come and meet Lindsay before everything starts.
Oh, we actually just met, dear. Didn't you hear from Lindsay?
What do you mean, so you're here already?
Well, about 20 minutes ago, I introduced myself, and she started screaming about how I was stalking you. Then she threw me out of the venue and prevented me from going back in. Just mention her old boss, Miss Baker. I'm sure she'll get the message.
Lindsay said that you were stalking me. I don't get it.
She did, and now I'm on my way to the emergency room.
Oh no, what happened?
Well, when she threw me out of your wedding, I tripped down some stairs and fell on my knee. It's starting to swell up a bit, so I think I need to get it checked out.
But I don't get it. Besides, didn't you come with Dad? Where is he?
Your dad was busy parking the car, and then apparently he forgot something and had to go back to the parking lot. It was all while he was away that this happened. But he's with me now and taking me to the hospital. Anyways, if you wouldn't mind telling Lindsay that I'm actually your mother, I think it would save us all a lot of time.
Right, got it.
This can't be happening. I don't believe it. You really were his mother this whole time. Why didn't you tell me before I did what I did?
But I did tell you. I explained to you in great detail, actually.
But you should have done more to make me understand.
Well, I wanted to tell you in person, but before I could get a word out, you threw me down the steps. After that, I had no choice but to type it all out for you. Except you decided to ignore all of that and continue to treat me like a stalker.
But that's only because I really did think you were lying. I mean, I thought that you were just some jealous old lady who quit because she knew she couldn't compete with me. But I had no idea that you left to start your own business and travel all over the world. Well, you basically took the words from my mouth. I only left that old job to start my own business. Me quitting didn't have anything to do with you, though. It didn't at all? Although I do remember you quite clearly from those days, and it doesn't seem like you've changed one bit.
But please come back to the wedding. It's okay now that I know you're really David's mom. I believe you now.
I'm afraid I couldn't do that if I wanted to. I'm at the hospital right now because of what you did to my knee.
So, you won't come back?
David, please, you have to reconsider. I really am so sorry. I didn't do it to be mean. I just made a little mistake.
I just want to ask one thing, Lindsay. When you saw me walk up to you with my mom, did you really think that I was just having a casual chat with a woman who was stalking me? It's not like I haven't shown you any picture of my mom. Did you really just not realize that her and my so-called stalker were the same person?
I just don't remember, that's all.
You've got to be kidding me.
I really didn't know they were the same person.
Even if you didn't, you acted before you even bothered checking who my mom really was. You didn't even try to use your words or act like a responsible adult. And that's why I knew that I just couldn't marry you.
Please, we can still make this work.
Maybe you can, but I can't. I never want to hear from you again.
When I got to the hospital on the day of what was supposed to be my son's wedding, I was grateful that my doctor said my knee wasn't seriously injured. Apparently, Lindsay somehow heard that the injuries were quite light and tried to use that to get David to take her back. She told him that I was going to make a full recovery and that in the end there was no permanent damage, so there was no point in canceling the marriage. In response, David told her that he was going to send her my hospital bills, as well as the cancellation fees for all their wedding plans. When she heard just how much that was going to be in total, she knew she couldn't pay it and begged even harder to put this all behind them. Of course, my son just ignored her, but Lindsay didn't give up and continued to follow David around, begging him to take her back. Finally, David felt like he had no choice but to go to the court and ask for a restraining order from his crazy stalker.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.